Hey, what is up, lovelies? It's Lynn, the Gacha Goblin, and I saw this really fun post about 3.0 future predictions. So, this user here, a local angst muffin. That's a really cute name. Was talking about like the things that they're hoping in the 3.0 update, and I was like, ooh, what do I want in the update too? So they're saying here with the 3.0 on the horizon, what features do you expect in the new update? The basic ones I feel fairly confident on our main story update, a new level in Abyssal Chaos, ideally more than one, so we aren't stuck twiddling our thumbs again, more levels in Silas's directional orbit, and new stuff in the chocolate shop, hoping for the guy's photo booth, solo banner outfits, and an Abyssal Blossom background. My big prediction is we're getting a PvP feature as a new way to farm diamonds. MLQC has PvP, so it seems like something they can easily introduce here. I'd love a co-op raid feature, but TBH, I don't think LADS's combat system lends itself to that, so probably not going to happen. I'd love a new feature that lets us unlock new world lore. No idea how that would work, but it would be totally cool to get more world building details. I think there'll be an update to the Senior Hunter contest at some point to prepare for new myths in their tertiary colors, but I don't think that'll happen anytime soon. What are your predictions and hopes? Okay, so very, very interesting. I like to make a few comments here and also, give my own opinion also on this. Definitely going to get a new main story update, probably 2 chapters, a new level in the Abyssal Chaos, probably new level, probably new story. I'm tired of saving Tobias's ass. And let's see, we're going to probably get a reset to those deduction awards too. After I completed those deduction awards, I never thought about them ever again, so yeah, those definitely need a refresh, meaning probably more rewards, more outfits, which would be very nice. Every things that you can gain for every 2 weeks that you play the Abyssal Chaos. More levels in Silas's directional orbit, and that would actually mean that the affinity cap for Silas would raise, and also the affinity cap for the other love interest would raise as well. A new stuff in the chocolate shop, and I really hope there are more ways of farming for chocolates. Not only that, but the weekly cap for how many chocolates you can earn too should raise as well, because with more love interest there's going to be more items in the chocolate shop that you want to buy, especially with all of the outfits that are going to be coming into the game. So definitely a higher cap on the chocolate shop and chocolate limit on a weekly basis. Hoping for the guy's photo booth, solar banner outfits, and an Abyssal Blossom background. Oh my god, I would love the Abyssal Blossom background. Both the castle, the church, and also the the field of flowers that they were in. I would love all 3 of those, but that's asking for a lot. And then their biggest prediction was the PvP feature. Now that's very interesting. I've never played a PvP gacha game before, so somebody enlighten me down below in the comments. But as far as I know, PvP lends itself mostly to player versus player, meaning that the person who's going to win is basically somebody who spends the most money in the game. So if you match against somebody who is unfortunately a whale, you are inevitably going to lose. However, if the rewards are smaller, at least you're getting something. I don't know how that is really going to work in Love and Deepspace. I don't see that as something that is really going to be added into the game. I can see if like MLQC and Love and Deepspace kind of stay separate from each other, since they are from the same company. In terms of like battle, because I would assume that as a company you would want to diversify and kind of make 2 things separate, so that way you force players to download both games if they're interested in both like combat features. But that's just my 2 cents. I'm not saying that this person's theory is wrong. It could be right. I mean, we could get some sort of PvP, but maybe not a battle-centric focused PvP, because Love and Deep Space is not a battle-centric game. There is battle mechanics in it, but it's not really the main point of the game. However, I know a lot of people love the combat system. I set mine to auto, so I'm kind of biased in that direction. So yeah, it's possible, not negating it, but we have to see. If there's an auto battle on the PvP, that would be great. And then there's that new feature that lets us unlock new world lore. That would be really cool if we had something like that. However, I don't know how much they could really give us, to be perfectly honest, because if you're thinking like in the company's eyes, you would want this game to last as long as possible, and so that way, you know, you're making the most money out of the entire game. And if we figure out the lore too soon, a lot of people will lose interest. So having lore, or something that gives us lore in terms of like, you know, the main characters, probably not. But if you're talking like the just world building details, that could possibly potentially work. Like, it has to be nothing related to the actual main characters of the game, just because, not directly. Something like, you know, like how the anecdotes tell you the story from somebody else's perspective, kind of like an outsider's view looking in, is how I would see like the lore to make more sense, and so that way we don't figure everything out too soon. And I think there'll be an update to the Senior Hunter contest at some point. Oh yes, for the new myths. That would be crazy if they announced that new myths would be released for the love interests. I don't know if that is a potential, because again, we're thinking about this long term, right? After tertiary colors, is there anything else? Like, can they still have other colors as their myths, you know? I mean, I would love for all of the original love interests to have a tertiary myth, but I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon, to be perfectly honest. It would be really fun, don't get me wrong. I would love to have more story to go through, like their myth stories. Man, Silas's myth, just crazy. And to think that we could get more myths for the other guys too, oof, that'll be nuts. I would love that so much. But then again, I don't know if that's going to really happen anytime soon. And then, what are your predictions and hopes? Okay, so I wrote down some of the things that I would want for the anniversary update, and it's just, you know, just a few things. So here, we first of all, we know that the multi-banner, right, is going to be a snow themed, maybe by the campfire side or indoors or whatnot, but like winter themed. Could potentially be spicy. That would be really fun. And updates to the game, first and foremost, I want new endgame. Okay, I want new endgame that would actually give us refreshing rewards, because the Abyssal Chaos could have been what I hoped it would be, but it's not. It gives you a very finite amount of resources. Nothing refreshes in that. Once you collect it, it's gone. And it's very disappointing. You know, I know a lot of people spent a lot of time trying to like squeeze everything out of that. But for me, if it's not going to reset, I'm not going to touch it again. And I haven't. I literally haven't touched the Abyssal Chaos since I completed the deduction rewards. And I guess that's really bad. But again, I don't really care, because if they're going to do a refresh of the deduction rewards, they're not going to refresh the different cards that you can collect, the different like you know, little things that you can collect, or the items in the game. I don't think they're going to refresh that. That's a lot of work. So what they're going to refresh is just the story and also the deduction rewards. That's what they're going to refresh. And that's why if I'm going to do the Abyssal Chaos, I'll eventually get all of the others. I don't need to like squeeze everything out of the AC that fast. Okay, so that's why I want a new endgame that actually refreshes every 2 weeks, every week and a half, every week. Something that I can get some rewards from, at least 5 pulls. That's like asking for so little. I mean, it would be nice if you can get a 10 pull, It would be nice if you can get 8 pulls, anything. Just something that refreshes every week. Now that we have more love interest coming out, now that we have more, things that are enticing to pull on, I would really like a way to just get more sustainable resources and diamonds, just to farm diamonds. That's all I want. And the next thing I wrote down was to toss Tobias out the window. I am so tired of hearing about that guy. Anyway, next is the sleep quality of life. I made a video about this earlier this week, but a quality time where you get to lay down next to the love interest of your choice and just say goodnight and whatever. It would be so cute. Like, they kind of do something like that in the Destiny Cafe already. Like, if you don't touch the screen at all and you're just sitting there, they'll like walk up to the screen and be like, hey, your eyes are getting sleepy or something like that. Like, that's cute, but that could definitely like turn into an actual just sleep function. I would love that. Please add that to the game. Okay, next would be the integration of like an arcade. I know we have the date functions and I know we have playtime, but they can totally do something else with playtime, because the claw machine and kitty cards, kind of getting tired of that, guys. You can even have it like alternating. You know how we have all those different like games that have come out, the crystal one that we had during Wonder, where you had to like match the crystals or whatever, like those diamonds, gems or whatnot. That was really fun. We can also have a rhythm game. We can also have the oh my god, the cafe, the kitty cafe thing. Oh my, that was so much fun. We can have all of those, and like you can rotate them every week if you wanted to, so that way it just stays fresh and like people can still play the games and have fun and still get chocolates. Like, that would be really fun, and I would really appreciate that. And it's already been launched out there, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's already been beta tested technically when the event came out, so you know that people like it. So like, why not make that into a rotating feature in the game? Okay, so that's the second thing, or not the second, but like that's another thing that I want during the upgrade. Of course I want an increase in the affinity and like more ways to get affinity also. Right now, we have multiple ways of getting affinity, but like eventually when you have all of the outfits, not saying that I have all of the outfits, but like I have all of the outfits for Silas, and I'm struggling to raise his affinity. I'm struggling to like level up his memories, because that's what I'm relying on right now to raise his affinity level, because getting text messages from him, getting voice calls or new memories from him takes too long. And if I want to reach 100 affinity to get that ring, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of grinding. It takes a lot of grinding of resources, to just level up his cards. So an increase of affinity would be appreciated, but also an increase in ways of getting affinity, whether it, increase the the frequency of calls or text messages from the love interests would be nice. Let's see. Okay, and an increase of chocolates earned weekly, I mentioned that earlier. Oh, and this is the last thing that I really, really want. It would be a mic feature to talk to the guys. When I found out that the Chinese player base can just talk to them in the Destiny Cafe, just willy-nilly, I was like, why can't we have that, please? I mean, come on. You have a global branch. You have people who speak English. You have the voice actors. You can totally ask them for help and how to like speak English in recognizing the software and whatnot. There's so much AI out there to like recognize speech patterns and what. So I know like Siri has different you know, all of those like Alexa, Siri, them trying to understand the way that you speak, it can be a little bit difficult, but it's upgraded so much and it's already there and available for, you know, companies to work off of and get the idea from. So if you can do that in China, then, you know, you could do that for the US, for the global players, for the people who speak English. Please. So yeah, so like a mic feature just in like maybe like the chit chat section, quality of time or something like that. I don't know, just please add that to the game. It would be so nice. That could even be a part of like the dynamic dates. You can like talk to them or something. That would be cool. But that is just my hope in my dreams. Okay, is there anything else? And then there's like, that's part 1 of like the updates, and then there's part 2. Part 2 is Caleb's release, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know if they're really gonna do any more updates to the game when Caleb is released. They might actually raise the affinity level during that time and not during the anniversary part 1, because I would understand them raising affinity when Caleb pops up. But regardless, I think everything is pretty much going to stay the same for Caleb's release. If it's not, I'm gonna be covering it on this channel anyway, so it'll be a-okay. However, if you want to know what I think is going to be like the standard for love interest releases, I've made a video on that too. I can link it here. I'll put like a little card pop up or whatnot, and yeah, that is pretty much it. Let me know what your thoughts are, what you were hoping for in the 3.0 update itself, what you think is going to be released in part 1, what you think is going to be released in part 2, and yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. You can subscribe to this channel if you want to stay up to date with Love and Deepspace. Yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I am Lynn, the Gacha Goblin, and I'll see you lovelies in the next video. Bye now.